close and personal. Are we there yet? Alrighty, I think I got it. Almost. This thing's too close. Oh, for crying out loud. Do we have it yet? Come on. Alright. I think so. Hair looks crazy. Crazy as I am. No, this looks so weird. Why is this weird? Okay. I think I got it. Let's do this thing. Hello, lovely witches. This is Dawn from Aurora Dawn. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about politics. Ooh, in here in the U.S., it is on everybody's mind. You have to be living under a rock to not be aware of the politics that's going on right now in our government and our society, and what are we going to do, and hate on the people who don't agree with our opinion, and blah, 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 blah. So I was thinking, well, what's a witch to do? I mean, where are we in society and community and government and, all that sort of stuff? So we are in the process of an election year where we here in the U.S. are going to elect a new president, maybe, or re-elect the existing president, maybe. So back in 2016 was probably the worst election year ever. People were so incredibly hateful. And I know a lot of people like to blame it on Trump. But you know what? If it's not in you, it's not going to come out. So when Trump came on stage, it triggered just about everybody. People and families weren't talking to each other anymore. And just old friends were breaking up and weren't talking to each other. And it was just maddening how incredibly hateful people could get. And I know the Russians were interfering, but I really don't think they made a big difference. Seriously. After a while, I caught on. It was called, I think it's called Clickbait, where they put up some sort of sensational story to get you to click on it or something like that. And then there were things like, well, Hillary's got Parkinson's, watch this video. And I'm watching it going, I don't see anything. I don't see anything that makes her look like Parkinson's, like she has Parkinson's. And then they had this doctor talk about how, she flinched and that's a sign of Parkinson's. It's like, bullshit. No. You guys are fear porning everything. Fear porn, fear. So it's maddening. And what's a witch to do? Because I saw plenty of witches getting ugly. Okay. So plenty of witches were getting ugly. And I, was kind of embarrassed by all of this. We're supposed to be leaders on our spiritual path and helping each other become healed and better people. And here we are slinging, you're an idiot if you don't believe this. And you're a Nazi if you don't believe this. And stuff like that. And just, you're a commie. And I don't think any of that is true. I think people are just angry because they're not getting their way, and they believe so passionately that their way is the best way for everybody. One thing I've learned from witchcraft, everybody's on their own path. You cannot tell another witch, when you cast your circle, you have to start in the east. No, you don't. It's whatever you decide. If you feel drawn to cast your circle starting in the east, then do it. All right? And arguing over colors. You can't tell one witch that, the color red means caution and stop and don't do that. Because to them, it might mean energy and power and courage. So, witchcraft has really taught me to allow people. And I talk about this in the Self-Mastery for Witches. You have to be an allower. I'm not going to say have to. You will find life more enjoyable if you let go of other people, and whatever they're going to think, they're going to think. Whatever they're going to believe, they're going to believe. That's being an allower. Let them have the experience they want to have. But oh my God, what about standing up for our rights and activism? And and making people see that what they're doing is horrible, and companies and corporations and billionaires are controlling everything and making us live in poverty, yada yada. Okay, no, not important. I know I'm gonna get in trouble. Oh boy. Yeah. Activism and all of that. If you feel called to do that, you feel called to let the world know that carbon is raising the temperature on this planet. We need to change it. Pollution is overwhelming our planet. We need to change that, clean things up. Yes, go do it. Go do it. But please don't be hateful. You don't need to be hateful to get your voice out there, but your voice heard and people to respect you. If you go out and stop traffic, or you become violent, or if you hurl insults at people, I'm sorry, nobody's going to respect you. If you come across very intelligent, eloquent, and matter-of-fact passion, people are going to sit up and listen. All right? If you're hateful and insult people, nobody wants to listen to that. Nobody's going to respect that. Seriously. So this is general for everybody. But for the witch, what I've learned is that everybody's on their own path, and I cannot tell you how to work your magic. I cannot tell you how to perform and practice witchcraft. I can tell you what I think. I can tell you my opinion, and I will do respectfully. And if you disagree, I'm okay with that. This is a big enough world we can have everybody, okay? And then, okay, so another complaint that comes up, what about, the KKK and white supremacists? And that's hate, and I don't think we should tolerate hate. I think we as a community, we can turn our backs on them, ignore them, and control them through laws. Because if you harm another person, we want laws to do that, to protect people from another group of people harming another group of people. And so for those who are saying, well, what about freedom of speech? Don't these white supremacists have the freedom of speech? Freedom of speech is only there to protect us from the government. All right? So the government is not allowed to censor you. But we as a society can say we will have none of that. We will have none of that. And we can tell them to go pack it. Go sage yourself. Get out of here. We will not stand up for that. We will not put up with that. We will not allow that. We, the people, can do that. The government cannot squelch somebody's speech. Now, I believe there are laws that say you cannot incite a riot. So if a group of white supremacists are peaceful, leave them the F alone. And they're not doing anything. They're just expressing themselves just like the liberals want to express themselves, just like the conservatives want to express themselves. Let them. If they start inciting a riot, arrest them. Because that's where they cross the line. Make sense? I know I'm going to get in trouble. I know it. Okay. So seriously, any kind of comments you want to put down below? Whoa, what about standing up for my rights? You don't have to be an asshole. People don't respect assholes. Got it? You be respectful. You be fervent. You be courageous. You tell them what you see, what you believe, without telling them they're an ignorant fool. Okay? Don't call them a Nazi. Don't call them a commie or a commie sympathizer, any of that, right? Name calling should just be off the table. You want to stand up for your rights. You want to, oh, I lost my light. You want to protest. Let's see if I can get something up here. Yeah. And be an activist. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. But just be respectful. And I believe that's very important. And what I would do if I were going to go out to a rally or something like that is to really tune into that energy of love and compassion, because I feel that the way our society should function and run should be coming from a place of love and compassion. We should be loving each other, be compassionate towards each other, We should be helping each other through society and through community. It's important for us to be in communities. Let's see, the Freemasons, they are a tight-knit group. They pull together and help each other. So if one of their people, their members, is on hard times, everybody comes in and helps them. That's how that works, and that's how a coven should work. That's how churches should work. And I've heard horror stories about when I was a Christian even, where somebody was destitute. They were on the streets, and they came to the church, I need help. Nobody wanted to put them up. Nobody wanted to take them in and help them get back on their feet. This is the church. They became a member of the church, hoping to be a part of a family, a community that everybody takes care of themselves. And the church let them down. You know, a member of the church lost their job and they ended up on the street. Nobody wanted to take them in. Can't be bothered. You know, so witches need to be more compassionate. This is my opinion. I feel we need to be compassionate. We need to reach out and help each other, support each other, even the libtards or deplorables, whichever side you're on. Look at them and view them through the eyes of compassion. And I think we'll get a lot further working together with compassion and understanding, really listening to them, because you might learn something. You know, we get so emotionally attached and obsessed with our own opinion and our own way of thinking that we can't listen and open up and hear the other person. I'm for a national healthcare system. I think that would be really good for our country. And then I put that out there, and a friend of mine who lives in Europe said he had to wait 1.5 years to see a cardiologist. Why? Because the system is overwhelmed. These doctors are so overwhelmed that they couldn't get him in for 1.5 years. Now, if you have a heart problem, I think you need to see a doctor. Just my thoughts. And so if we have a national healthcare system, we have to really, in planning for it, we have to really think about what we're getting into and make sure people actually can see a doctor when they need to see a doctor. So if our system, it looks like our system is going to be overwhelmed. And yes, I know that doctors don't get paid as well in a national healthcare system. So that can be a problem. Nobody's going to want to go into a field that they're not going to get paid well. So there are things that we have to be open to people who think differently and have a difference of opinion and have a different view of what's going on, and we can learn from that, okay? So be open, have compassion and understanding. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you so much for watching and leaving me comments. Even if you don't agree with me, I want to hear from you, okay? Because that's how I learn. So that's it. Do something today that makes you feel good and brings you joy. I love you all. And until next time, blessed be.